This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I love being here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to go over a fully diminished 7th chord shape that stays on the top 4 strings, which we can use to play diminished chords in first position, and which we can also use as a movable shape all along the fretboard. So it's going to be great. Of course, after I've gone over this shape, we will jam together on some chord progressions right along with bass and drums accompaniment using this. This video really builds on the last video where I introduced a couple of diminished chord shapes, movable shapes that we use all along the fretboard that are really great to use. So I went over chords with that one. If you haven't seen that video, you want to check that out. But I'm going to show you in this video specifically the magic of this top 4 string voicing, how we can use it along the fretboard, and how we can use it to play diminished chords in first position. So it's going to be great. This video accompanies lesson 27 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we're going to be on pages 179 and 180. So you'll see this chord shape there as the root on the 4th string form shown there, but I'm going to show us how to use it beyond just having the root recognized as being on the 4th string. So you might remember, if you were there in that with me in that last video, watching that last video, that a fully diminished 7th chord has the root, the flatted 3rd, the flatted 5th, and then a double flatted 7th, or the diminished 7th. So in the key of C, that'd be a C, E flat, G flat, and B double flat, which is also the same pitch as an A. So our ear may hear that as an A. C, E flat, G flat, and A, and it sounds just like that. So we learned a couple shapes in the last video that work for moving along the fretboard. Let's take a look at how we can use this shape right here to play along the fretboard and to play open position chords where we need diminished chords are called for with the open position chords. So with this one, let's just take a look at this shape first. I'm just going to play it right here down in first position with my pinky on the 3rd fret. So index, middle, ring, and pinky on those top 4 strings. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. We don't play the low 2 strings. So the first thing with this one that I want to point out, I mentioned this in the last video, but it really pertains to this one right here, is that because a fully diminished 7th chord is symmetrical, and what I mean by that is, as I demonstrated, I have that root, that flatted 3rd, that flatted 5th, and that double flatted 7th. The intervallic distance, the distance between each one of those sounds, is the space of a minor 3rd. And because it's that way, as we continue everywhere we go, we just keep going through those 4 pitches one after another, because that distance fills out the octave, and we can just keep going until we run out of space to go on the guitar, going by minor 3rds like that. Because of that, any note in the chord can actually be the root of the chord. So when we look at using this voicing in first position, as we played it, as I demonstrated there, as it looks on the diagram specifically, if we play that, we have a G note at the 3rd fret on the top string, a D flat or C sharp at the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, a B flat or A sharp at the 3rd fret on the 3rd string, and an E note at the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So that means that this voicing right here works to play an E diminished, an A sharp or B flat diminished, a C sharp or D flat diminished, and a G diminished. It works for all 4 of those. So it's as simple as that. And because this shape can move, if I move it down so that this was the 1st fret, then it changes everything to where I have an F sharp or G flat on that top string, a C, an A, and a D sharp or E flat. So that shape, when it's shifted down to that 1st fret, works that way. When it's shifted up, it works as we stated. We could go 1 fret higher, and there we have a G sharp, a D, a B, and an F. So within these first few frets, we can cover any diminished chord that we need to play. We can also take this down and have this be the open string. So when I do that, I have D, G sharp or A flat, B, and then F. So within those first 4 frets, and even if I went up 1 fret higher, I've got covered all the diminished chords in all 12 keys, so I can play any diminished chord in first position. So when I'm playing first position chords, I just need to take this shape and make sure one of these notes is on the pitch of the root, and then I can play that chord. So if we were to jam, for example, on chord progression number 2 on 180, starts off with a G major 7th chord, we've learned that before. Then it's got a G sharp, fully diminished 7th. So I can play that as I got the G sharp. I can play this where my pinky's at the 4th fret, because I've got a G sharp there. Then I've got A minor 7, and then I've got F sharp fully diminished 7th. So with that one, then my pinky is on that F sharp when I put this at the 1st fret and the 2nd fret there. So I can play it just like that. Then I'm back to G major 7. Then I need a B diminished. I got a couple choices. I can go and stick this on the open strings, and I've got the one there, or I can put my ring finger on that B on the 4th fret. And then I've got C major 7 and C sharp. So just as written, I've got a C sharp right there. So I can play that there. And then D minor 7, and then I need an E flat diminished 7th. I have an E flat at that 1st fret of the 4th string. And then A minor 7, F sharp, A minor 7, F sharp, and G major 7. So, as simple as that, we end up being able to play these chords in first position. So, pretty cool that way. Now, if we wanted to move around the fretboard, the same sort of thing works, and it's kind of cool. This is just a fun little trick that I'll demonstrate. With number 1, we've got the roots going around the circle of force, and this is just fun. We did this in the last video. We did number 1, and we worked it with the chord shapes, but if I wanted to play this one around the circle of force, I'm going to start way up high where my middle finger is on the C that's at the 13th fret. It actually works to go around between the top 2 strings, if I want to think of it that way, and you can think of these as it's like you're moving through 4 different chords at once, because they can be 4 different voicings at once, and that especially works when we're staying on the top 4 strings. We're not playing any real low roots. So I start with that C that's at the 13th fret. If I go down by 1 fret, I've got an F on the top string, B flat. I just keep going down 1 fret at a time, and I go right around the circle of force, which is kind of cool. I think it's as easy as that with that shape. So that shape can actually be used when we're playing movable chords as well. So if you wanted to practice that, go back to that last video and insert that shape in place of the other shapes as you work your way through these chord progressions that we jammed on in the last video. So we are, though, going to practice just a little bit here in this video. We'll start off with number 1 just for fun, going around the circle of force, so you can practice a little bit with that movable shape along the fretboard. And if you want to try and stay to first position, doing that as well, you can do that. It can help you find those chords in first position. But then we're going to jam together on number 4, so we can practice with these open position chords and also getting some of these diminished chords in there. We'll actually do number 2 and number 4 jamming right along with the band. So we're going to do number 1, 2, and 4 in that order. With number 1, we'll practice around that circle of force, and you can use that shape along the fretboard if you want to. But with number 2 and 4, we're going to practice in first position, so we get some first position practice with this chord voicing there. So it's going to be great. Each one's going to happen at 2 different tempos, first a slower tempo and then a faster tempo. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, terrific. Gotta love the fun that we can have with those diminished chords. As we move through the lesson series, we're going to go ahead and be moving on to lesson 28 in the chords book. In that lesson, we're going to be working on 7th chords that have altered fifths. So sharp 5 or flat 5. So it sort of builds on what we've been doing here with the diminished chords and what we did with the augmented chords, but we're going to be looking at other 7th chords besides the fully diminished 7th chord that have altered fifths with 7ths in the chord. So major 7ths, dominant 7ths, minor 7ths, those kinds of things with altered fifths. So it's going to be great. Take care, and I'll see you again. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.